Jimmy, just let me say, I stand with you and your staff 100%.
Tonight, protests outside Disney headquarters as fallout grows from the company's abrupt decision to indefinitely pull Jimmy Kimmel's...
Overnight, Jimmy Kimmel's fellow late-night hosts rallying behind him.
That is blatant censorship.
Disney Studios in Burbank today. Take a look at that. After Disney and ABC indefinitely suspended Jimmy Kimmel.
Late-night hosts are rallying behind Jimmy Kimmel.
Condemnation swift from Democrats in Washington to Hollywood heavyweights.
You can't go around firing somebody because you're fearful or trying to suck up to it. That's just not how this works.
Jimmy Kimmel is returning to late night, just 6 days after ABC pulled Jimmy Kimmel live, indefinitely. Disney says the show is back on Tuesday, September 23rd, after what it called thoughtful conversations. A week ago, the pause looked open-ended. Today, it looks like a stress test for who actually holds power in late-night TV, networks, affiliates, or the crowd that shows up at 11:35. The suspension followed backlash to Kimmel's remarks tied to the killing of conservative activist Charlie Kirk, whose assassination on September 10th ignited national debate, conspiracy chatter, and wall-to-wall coverage. Kimmel's monologue criticized political point scoring around the tragedy. Critics called it insensitive. Affiliates balked. In hours, a nightly staple became a blank space on the schedule. The reversal was just as swift. Disney announced the show returned 6 days after the indefinite halt, an eyebrow-raising timeline that suggests the calculus changed. Outrage on one side, audience blowback and free speech framing on the other. The company framed it as dialogue, but speed like this usually means the numbers and the noise moved. There's a catch. Not every viewer will see the same thing on night one. Sinclair, one of the largest ABC affiliate owners, says it will preempt Kimmel for now and run news programming instead while talks continue. Translation: most markets will see the return. Some will still see a replacement. That split matters because it shows how local gatekeepers can blunt a network green light, at least temporarily. This isn't happening in a vacuum. In the days after the shooting, political pressure, social media speculation, and regulator chatter all swirled around the story. Coverage cast the suspension as a free speech fight as much as a programming decision, with allies and critics using Kimmel to argue bigger questions about what too far looks like in 2025. That framing helped turn a late-night monologue into a civics debate. What to watch on the first night back? A calibrated monologue that acknowledges the storm without relighting it. Expect curiosity to spike the ratings. The real data point is whether interest holds through the week. If Night 3 and Night 5 keep traction, holdout affiliates will feel pressure to rejoin. If momentum fades, the preemptions look prudent, and ABC may find itself negotiating from a weaker spot. Behind the scenes, the questions are sharper. Does the show's tone change? Sharper edges or softer corners? Do legal and standards teams bake in tighter guardrails? Viewers rarely see those conversations, but they notice their fingerprints. Timing that feels safer, jokes that pull back a beat, topics that get routed around. When the mood shifts, audiences can feel the room get colder, even if they can't see why. Zoom out, and the pattern looks bigger than one host. Late night has always poked the bear. Now the bear can respond in real time through affiliates, advertisers, and trending cycles. One paragraph in a monologue can trigger boardrooms before sunrise and station lineups by lunch. That feedback loop rewards speed over reflection and headlines over nuance, which is exactly why this week matters for more than one show. For viewers, the map may be the story. If your city gets Kimmel, you're part of the return narrative. If your station preempts, you're watching a different experiment, whether local owners can reshape a national brand in the name of their audience. Either path sends a message to every other host. What you say on Tuesday can redraw your Wednesday. Kimmel stepping back on stage is the visible moment. The invisible one is the negotiation over who sets the boundaries of comedy in a polarized era. If an indefinite suspension can vanish in 6 days, maybe the real headline isn't what he said, but how quickly institutions bend to pressure online, political, and local. The next time a joke becomes tomorrow's headline, ask yourself, who moved first? The network, the stations, or the crowd? And thanks for watching.